Alright, viewers, that's the decent tutorial in the Apache. Today we're covering the fuel transfer system. Now, unlike in most DCS aircraft, apart from the Warbirds and some others, you actually do have to manually select your fuel in this aircraft. And when you do that is the AC page, which you'll have by default on your left MFD or MPD. It's called MPD in the Apache, so yeah, MPD. You go to the fuel page, you'll see this page here. Now, as you can see, I have loaded 4 fuel tanks on the wings. You can also have what's called the internal auxiliary fuel system. In fact, I'll actually load that too, so let's put that on as well. So you can load the IFs by right-clicking, then load it. Be advised, this does take most of your gun ammo. You only have 300 rounds of gun ammo with the IFs loaded. However, it is a good way. Sorry, the wind's blowing really hard, that scared me. It is a good way to get an extra 100 gallons of fuel without requiring a drop tank, because basically the IFs has basically half a drop tank, and that's fine for most missions. Honestly, you rarely even need the drop tanks, but it's good to know. It is good to know. I'm also going to defuel a little bit so I can actually have fuel to transfer.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Just fast the game forward. Okay, so it's taking fuel out, and I'll put the IFs in. There we go. Okay, so we have the IFs. Okay, so you will see we now have this 700, 830, 660, and the wing tanks. The wing drop tanks have no sensors. We don't know how much fuel is in those. I mean, you obviously do know when you load them up, but like, there's no way of knowing if they're empty or full until they stop transferring fuel. So to transfer fuel, what you do is you turn on the boost. Then that will start. So that's basically costs feed. That's putting engines and putting fuel into the engines. That's good. So it's feeding from the rear tank, with fuel transferring between the 2 tanks here. Now, if we press the left aux and right aux button, you see lines connecting the left and right tanks. So what should be happening, and what I can gather from this, is the outer tanks feed the inner wing tanks, which then feed the engines. Oh no, oh yeah, okay, no, so those tanks feed the aft tank, and then that feeds the engine. Okay, that makes sense. Right, cool. Oh, okay, yeah, no, okay, no, yes. So the left ones feed the front, the right feeds the back. That makes sense. You can control where fuel is biased to, so you can have norm and forwards and aft. Well, I'll also turn on the center transfer, so that's transferring fuel from the IFs, the internal auxiliary fuel system, to the back to the internal tanks. So the Apache carries a massive amount of fuel, so you can see here we have over 3 hours of endurance with all this fuel on board. Just off internal, you'll get about an hour of endurance on internal depending on your flight regime, so let's try and take off and we'll see how that affects endurance. Be aware we are 4,000 pounds overweight, so this will be interesting. We'll need to do a rolling start because we're very overweight here. Oh my god. I know if they're watching this video, someone will find this very funny, how overweight I am. Okay, I don't think the helicopter can actually take off. Okay, no, so we are slowly getting altitude. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward a bit, I think. Okay, that's not working. Okay, no, so we can't take off.
Rotor RPM high.
Okay, so yeah, TLDR. You get like 1 hour of fuel endurance on the internal fuel alone, and then with all this extra fuel on board, you get an extra hour or two, I guess. Again, you don't need all this fuel. You will never need this much fuel ever. If you do, then just why? I don't know why you need this much. At most, I normally take like either the IFs and no wing bags, or take no IFs and 2 wing bags with like Hellfires or whatever. But I don't think I've ever had to take wing bags. I think I have taken wing bags before, just because they do look pretty nice. I do like how they look, but I've never had to take wing bags, you know. Like, but yeah, I'm sure there are missions where you'll have to. I know the group that I fly with sometimes takes them for their missions, so that makes sense. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Shark31 signing off.